Thank you very much. Our final witness is Mr. Dan Naatz, the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Independent Petroleum Association of America, based here in Washington, D.C. Mr. Naatz, you are now recognized for 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Chairman Stauber, Ranking Member Ocasio-Cortez, and members of the subcommittee. My name is Dan Naatz, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Independent Petroleum Association of America. And I'm here today to testify in support of H.R. 7375, sponsored by Representative Hageman, and H.R. 7377, the Royalty Resiliency Act, sponsored by Representative Hunt. IPAA is a national trade association representing thousands of American independent oil and natural gas producers. Our members, who operate in 33 states, as well as offshore, are the primary producer of the nation's oil and natural gas and account for 83% of America's oil production and 90% of its natural gas output. These independent producers are a driving force in our economy and support roughly 4.5 million jobs in the United States. Furthermore, our average member company employs 20 people. These small businesses are unique and are best served by having a cooperative federal regulatory system with input from the states and the federal government rather than a one-size-fits-all structure coming from Washington, D.C. H.R. 7375, offered by Congresswoman Hageman, amends a provision of the Mineral Leasing Act that was changed as part of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. The IRA included a new provision to assess an additional fee on companies for nominating parcels to be included in upcoming lease sales. Currently, every nominating company must pay the non-refundable expression of interest fee, regardless of the outcome of the lease sale. In effect, companies who do not have the highest bid and thus do not win the lease are still beholden to pay the expression of interest fee. While IPAA maintains that a pay-to-play expression of interest fee in general is a bad idea, we strongly oppose assessing a non-refundable fee on a company who is not even successful in their bid to lease a particular parcel. In addition, multiple operators can end up paying a fee for submitting the same acreage. From a policy perspective, IPAA believes the new language, including the IRA, will negatively change the competitive bidding process on federal lands. Furthermore, this fee only applies to oil and natural gas development. There is no similar equivalent for the expression of interest for wind or solar leases. IPAA also supports language in the bill that designates a 5-year term for the expression of interest fee to remain active unless the land covered by the fee is included in a lease sale. Rather than placing additional fees and burdens on American oil and natural gas explorers and producers operating on multiple-use federal lands, Congress should look for ways to enhance production to provide the nation with much-needed energy resources. IPAA also supports H.R. 7377, the Royalty Resiliency Act offered by Congressman Hunt. The legislation requires the Department of Interior to make a timely determination regarding the amount of production operators pay royalties on to the federal government, so that producers aren't paying excess royalties while they wait for a BLM communization agreement approval. Current law states that the Secretary shall issue a determination for allocation of production for unit and communization agreements within 120 days. However, it also gives the Secretary flexibility to exceed the 120-day deadline by waiving interest due on obligations until a determination is made. H.R. 7377 closes that exemption loophole. The legislation also assumes that the pending plan for communization is correct rather than the other way around. This change will save companies from overpaying royalties that Honor collects interest on while the agency determines approval. It is worth noting that the federal government does not live by these same rules. Interest is not repaid to the company when communization plans are finally issued. Furthermore, current law states that Honor gets to collect 100% of the royalty rate on production, even if the federal government does not own 100% of the land used during the operation. The patchwork nature of land ownership in the West makes this a complicated issue. It is common for federal land to mingle with private or state-owned land on parcels in the West. However, the Treasury should only get the percentage of royalty that is rightfully owned by the federal government. H.R. 7377 corrects these flaws and provides a more equitable system where federal royalties are only collected on land owned by the federal government. IPAA member companies are committed to finding creative solutions to problems that exist within the scope of oil and natural gas production on federal lands. We commend the House Natural Resources Committee for seeking innovative solutions to these issues that will enhance the ability of America to continue to have a robust onshore oil and natural gas program. Thank you for the opportunity to join you today.
Thank you very much for all the witnesses and your testimony.